Is that something you think is still on track?
Um, well, there's a lot of stuff in my mind to share, but
There was
which one?
there was a physical component of some something that's potentially coming to VV, but you have like a sheet of something you can potentially show of like, oh
Yeah.
god, yeah. Like I'm trying to like tiptoe around.
Probably not yet. We just for that we just want to make sure that our licensors and partners are ready for it. So I'm actually going to be in, obviously, California. My main purpose of going there is because I do have to be at the license expo the week during that, basically the week of that 18th. So this is where every year all the studio invites their customers, including us, to discuss what's coming and the planning and anything else new that we should be doing. And a lot of new tech. Obviously, we keep talking around that digital space. It's taking a long time for us to get that momentum going. So a lot of that, the hype around that digital is still in development and coming out. We're just finding the right timing, to be honest, with our audience.
And then also, I don't know if you want to go into any more specifics about, I was sharing about Lisbon and that there's multiple activations going on. And we're sort of, in conjunction
Yeah.
and on board with those activations. And I don't know if you want to speak on that anymore or just kind of leave that.
Yeah, I mean, few things. It was very unfortunate that early on this year, the Paris NFT conference didn't go ahead. And we found we have to do a couple places in Europe, and we did promise the German we are going to do something in Germany. So I'm still eyeing out a couple of things. There's shows towards Q4 that's happening in Germany, and the other thing is that to find that event actually is relevant to what we're launching at the same time in Germany for us to bring into the German events. But we are going back to Lisbon, and this year I think Lisbon NFC conference have opened up their conference to add additional section to the event. It's called the Kawaii, and I believe that it is um, to encourage the trading card collectors, in particular, I believe the Pokemon card collectors coming into the conference. And the idea is they want to see if the NFC event can attract new young blood and new interest by merging the two events together. VEVE is very lucky. We got invited again this year to participate. I think we have an amazing location, and the idea right now is we are planning to activate 4 different parts of our business into this. So there's certainly going to be new product launch at the show. So we'll be announcing new initiative what we're doing there, and also we're going to showcase some artists, which we do, and obviously Phoebe is going to be trying to sign up all these new Pokemon trading card collectors onto Phoebe. So we got our sign up activation happening for new users only, and then I think we do have the fourth one. Oh yes, the fourth one's it's another new activation which we are working on. Without going into too much detail, Phoebe obviously is trying to activate to new audience in the gaming space. So that's another activation that we're doing. So hopefully, it's going to be a fantastic, busy weekend. And Magic, I believe 50 of our tickets already all taken up. So
Yeah.
there's definitely going to be, a good amount of people there. If you are listening in Europe, if you know friends who's living nearby, please get them to join in. It's going to be a fantastic event.
Yeah, we'll have a post going out this week about that there's limited free tickets still available. So if you're thinking about going, that's still there. There will be a link. And also beyond that, so it's for that, it's going to be first come, first serve. Once those are gone, then we have a 50% off rate for 30 tickets. So that post should go out Wednesday or Thursday this week, just to let you all know that those who are thinking about going, that there's still plenty of time and there are tickets available. Also, check out the official events blog because that link is there if you guys are interested in going. But yeah, we'd love to get you free tickets or discounted tickets if it's something you're interested in.
Yeah, should be a very fun one as well. I think we had a blast last year, the last
Yeah.
one. So
Yeah, it was great.
yeah, the weather's always good in Lisbon. People, great vibes. Yeah, so hopefully see some of you guys down under there or up there.
David, I was going to ask real quick. The way things are going, you almost couldn't. It's almost like poetic. We've been in this space a long time. We've seen the ups and downs, and the fact that now, when you see this NFC event happening, when you hear people in the Bored Ape community, the crypto punks, all the Web3 kind of fanatics, talk about, hey, don't even call us an NFT platform anymore. Don't call us an NFT project. We're digital collectibles. Like, everyone is coming to this realization that you had in like 2018, 2019. How does that feel to kind of, without even knowing, just be that far ahead of the game?
Yeah, I mean, so definitely we don't take any of these credit around, how we name the naming convention, of the industry we're in. We first saw that when Facebook decided to, I think Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO, founder of Facebook, mentioned that it's digital collectible. It is just a very at the end of the day, it's a collectible industry that we're aiming for, and it's just easier for newcomers and that mass market. We always knew that to get this product, to sell the product right, you need to name the product with a great name, and you need to put it in the right category. And I think a lot of the people that still look at the ads in VEVE every day, when you look at the Mammalian Falcon coming out, oh Yoda, if we didn't actually say it's digital collectible, you'll think it's a real one.
Yep.
And this is where the cross of a major part when we get approval from likes of the studios, they want to make sure that our advertising, the way we promote it, stress that it is a digital collectible item. It's not really a physical toy, because I think a lot of people get confused when they download the app. They go, "Oh my god, this thing just looks too cheap to get this thing."
Yeah.
And I think the way we labeled it digital collectible makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's really encouraged to see other industry platform and leaders are gearing towards that side of thing. And I think in the long term, I guess it's like similar to like TCG game or trading card. Even in the trading card world, there's CCG, right? Collectible card game. There's TCG, trading card game. And then there's the just trading cards and collectible cards. The industry always been debating over and who owns the patent for what thing. It's great to see that, in the NFT and the digital collectible space, everyone just kind of really understand what NFT and digital collectible is now. It's just widely known. And I think in the years to come, people will just have this category as digital collectibles.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that as well, and it is pretty cool because I was talking to Whale from Cryptoys, and now they're called DigiToys. And I was asking, hey, we've heard sometimes how tough it can be talking to a licensor and trying to get them to understand the whole NFT aspect of things. And he's like, actually working with sponsors, especially, it is much easier. He said himself, when you say DigiToys, than when you say crypto toys, and they hear the word crypto in it. He was having a lot of, kind of issues. So it is nice to see that the whole space altogether are coming and to an understanding that the digital collectibles, calling it that, and really trying to build on what that is not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's definitely the word crypto has when people listen to that word or first hear of it, they always have a negative perception on it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not sure why. I mean, there's obviously a lot of bad actors activities happen in other digital asset within the industry, but it's good just to try to people actually not buying a cryptocurrency when they're buying a digital collectible. There are very big differences, and utility value are very different between the two. So, I'm glad that Crypto decided to go down to change the name of their platform, which I'm hoping that they do well out of it as well.
For sure, for sure. Magic, I don't know if you had a question, but I did have another one.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I also want to ask you, David. We saw you with BE the other day. Fantastic interview with you and Dan. I wanted to ask you real quick, just to go a little bit more into how much fun you're having opening these old Pokemon boxes. And I guess you have to pay people or the workers now to like send them in for grading and stuff. Can you tell us how that's been? These boxes you've had since you opened your shop, and now what's happening with them?
Well, the shop's been around since '97. Many of you,
My gosh,
you know me a long time ago, and Justin will be a big key witness. He was actually one of my first customer, and maybe 98, 99.
Now Justin did tell me you charged him extra and no, I'm kidding. What's up, Justin? He's in the crowd too.
And so I think yesterday or day before yesterday, I was calling him about just the good old days. In the shop, you were still able to come in and buy the first edition Charizard in the counter for like $60. Back then, 60 US is about $100 New Zealand. So you could actually buy a first edition Charizard in my shop any day around that price. So who knew that product just continued to have phenomenon effect in people. And I really think that it's because people had that nostalgia thing, and Pokemon's probably one of those collectible and property that has many generation effects, and people just so adore of these things, and just seeing some of the record price and internet influencers getting their secondary sale in auctions or the collectability in everywhere, it's just driving that itself. I quite often hear the word, people use the word alternative asset.
Yes.
And I guess even with what VEVE is doing is you really could really say as it was an alternative collectible to physical, and it's one day should be an alternative asset as well. And I think simply because the young generation of people are growing up and wanting to invest in other things. If they can't buy a house, they can't be all multi-millionaires doing what the last generation did. They want to try to capture something that's meaningful for themselves, and a lot of them just get back into that collecting side of things. And when I was talking to Justin, one of the things I asked him, well, there was many things I asked him. One of the things I asked him was, you're too old to be collecting Pokemon card now. And his reply to me, and that's fantastic, was that I'm actually collecting that for my son for his future. And so when you start thinking about it, people are actually thinking ahead, and really think about taking collecting as serious as this is probably as serious it will ever be.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that. And that's how stamp collecting used to work. My parents would pass down their collections. Our grandparents were passing their collection to our parents and so on. So it would be a generation thing. So I think trading card at this moment is just definitely going through that hype cycle that NFT once was, but in an even bigger scale because how accessible it is to the normal people.
Oh, agreed. And don't make me hog David, guys. If you guys have anything to say, you guys are being quiet.
I actually have just a perspective question for David.
Oh, and David, just let us know when that next meeting is close by, and we can
No problem.
Okay, go ahead, Emoji.
Yeah, just to get your thoughts or your take on it. Because trading cards collecting has been around for a while, and something we saw recently kind of pop up and really create some buzz on the timeline. And there's different thoughts and opinions on it, but manga collecting, right? There was just a announcement Logan Paul bought the first appearance of Goku and of Luffy through the Shonen Jump magazine. And this is still pretty new, right? Because this hasn't really been done like this as far as manga graded and encapsulized. What are your thoughts on it?
Um, uh, yeah, I did see that came up. Um, I, I personally think there's millions of collectors out there in Japan already been collecting shonen jump, and comic book, no manga book in this instance. There's a lot around. But obviously the condition of the original first edition and so on. And if you compare that to the Western comic book, the manga outsells it. I can't remember what the figure. Please don't quote me on it. In multiples, many multiples. So there's a lot of more readers and more collectors in Japan. Japan is one of those major market if you can break into it. And there are only very few property that really resonate with Japanese people. And Star Wars is one of them from the Western world that resonate really well into that Japanese market because Japan is traditionally is so rich with their talent, with their art, culture, and that manga and anime. So I think the Western world just starting to discover that there's holy grails of product been sitting there with generations really untouched or unread. Um, I had some really original Disney manga comic. I'm not even sure if it's even licensed in Japan in Japanese from the probably even late 60s or 70s. And I need to check the date where it's never been seen in the Western world. And many of you will probably will know what the Disney, the company franchise, the Disney Park Corporation into Japanese, in Japan. In Japan had run their own different programs, and on top of it, they had different characters. So what resonate in Disney Park, Mickey and Minnie is probably not the number one most well known Disney characters. There's the bear. Magic, if you can remind me that up in Asia, and especially in China and Tokyo, they had these bears that they are, the secondary market resell on these, but at much bigger than Mickey on its own. So that whole market is completely different. So going back to that manga is because the taste and the culture behind it. And now the Western world is catching up. And I think this really got caught on with the One Piece trading cards. And now people are going back, well, what else is there from One Piece that we really love? And they discovered, actually, we love everything. If we had them on day one, we would have bought them. So people are just really buying their memory when they first know of One Piece. I mean, it's probably one of the longest running anime series um, ever. So yeah, it's good to see that. And I couldn't comment too much around the secondary market value though. I personally have a lot of manga. um, I don't know if my one was the first ever print and so on. Manga is very accessible. I mean, you can go to any bookshop these days and pick them up, put a reasonable price to read, and a great enjoyable product. Some other things that I have found that Japanese does very well is that with these monthly magazines and comic they do, they insert a lot of rare trading cards in them. So now I'm personally going through some of my early Japanese manga magazines to find a trading card that was inside the magazine in a little pocket, and they certainly become very, very popular in the secondary market as well because people are now looking for scarcity. And I think, like collectors out there, that market is what 300 billion a year. You're just going to continue to see more ways of people collecting things that they love, and manga is just that flavor of the month at the moment.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Hopefully that makes sense.
I actually have a follow-up question to that, David. Since you've been enthralled in the anime and manga space for many years now, do you prefer the takobans or the zashis for like reading preference?
In your when you're talking around that, you mean the pages or
Yeah, like would you prefer to read the story in the manga, like the Takoban book, or would you prefer to read it in the Weekly Shonen Jump? Or
I read it in the traditional format. I have the show and jump, and I still subscribe to it. Even the next one that's coming out, it's got the new One Piece card, the Pokémon. So I subscribe to that. I don't really read them through. But when I grew up in Asia, this is how you be reading them. And I think in UK, in UK, for those UK listeners, you guys did do similar one with the UK. I think Bono or Archie, these type of books, they did come out in that type of format, like a magazine style, where it's got many short stories inside. But I tend to like to read the whole series as the traditional manga way.
Love it. With that being said, preference. I know that currently right now you guys, have a partnership with Viz, and we're getting the Ultraman, volumes coming out. And I assume that, is probably gonna continue, right? Volumes and, hopefully open it up to more IP as well. But being someone that also values the actual Shonen Jump, magazines on a whole, uh, would would that be something that you would be interested in having on the app? Because with those magazines, sometimes they are a bit different than even the volumes because they may go back and correct it and different things that.
Yeah, they do.
Mhm.
They certainly do. The the problem in the manga is actually very, very difficult. We are going to get more manga onto VP. The difficult part is you got the writers, the producers, and you got the IP owner as well as the publisher. So try to get them all agree. It's very difficult. And then on top of it, there's the show and jump where there's a lot of materials all written by different couple and writers out there. It makes it even more harder. I mean, if we were only introducing to VEVE comics as an ECL, like if it was an Amazon type of book, read only digitally, that's much easier. But the problem is when we release and publish these as a true digital collectible with the blockchain number locked in with them, it makes them worry a little bit, and they just wanted to see how that market move as time progressed. And I think all publications, if they have a mean to digitalize it and add value and collectability, they should. And I think in the future, I believe in the future you'll see books like Harry Potter and digital books will move into that because they will need to catch up with the new audience and the readers out there. I know there has been recent success in bookshops coming back again, record stores and all that. But you never know how long that will exist, that whole business industry. It's involved in many challenge with supply chain and so on, with all these increasing costs. So, I've no doubt, and I'm hoping one day all books in different shape or form globally should be published in digital format, and also it's because it allows easier international distribution. So when Japan issues them, they can have readers in America buying them. And I might even approach them in that, just say alone and just to see if there will be interest in coming onto VB as an ECL partner, and just to see if there's audience who wants to buy them to read. But most people in Japan, you can buy these in the convenience stores, in 7-Eleven, the Family Mart, all these stores in Japan on a weekly basis. And Hong Kong does the same thing as well. If you go to any of the newsstand, even today, they have their domestic comic manga style of art. People buy them in the weekly, sell them like a little magazine to read them. And I was actually very surprised how many copy it go through. There's a Hong Kong artist I really love, Tony Wong. His publishing house still pushes out maybe about 40,000 comics a week in the streets of Hong Kong. So you can think about a market and a region of that size of just Hong Kong. How many people still are reading that weekly magazine and comics? It's pretty good sign that there's definitely fandoms out there.
Awesome. Appreciate that. I actually saw a question that was in the comment section. If unless anyone else has a question, but it actually is a question that I'm wondering now too from MF Grim. Can I? So we did get, and this was a surprise, right? We got the Deadpool Batman or Batman Deadpool collab book on the app, which a lot of people were surprised because it's the first Batman DC comic book, right, or in collaboration with Marvel, right, that we got on the app. And obviously a big thing that came up recently was the collaboration between Superman and Spider-Man. Now, because we got that Batman Deadpool thing, does that kind of like, was that a one and done thing, or because there's these crossover events that they're doing, could we expect to maybe one day get that Superman Spider-Man, or is everything kind of like an individual basis?
Have we not released a Superman Spider-Man yet?
No, it didn't come out.
Okay. Okay, I'll ask for sure. We should be able to have access to all releases unless there's something I'm not aware of. I don't look at the title by title basis, but I'll definitely request that right now. Yeah, when did it come out? The crossover started coming out on the 25th of March. Okay, let's see what you guys mean. Okay, and then there's another one came out in April. All right, so we'll try to see if we can get it on VEVE, um, uh, for definitely for our audience.
Thanks, emoji. Yeah, David, that first one, the Batman and Deadpool sold out in less than 2 hours. And most of us are in East Coast, so 3 a.m. people have to be awake. And that's what we're expecting this one. So hopefully we can get it.
I'll definitely get onto that. I know there was some sensitivities on some covers we couldn't do. For example, just so I labor on that, I did request that the Magic the Gathering type of comic covers, and at the moment, the licensor haven't had plans to release it as a digital format. But when they do, they will let us know, and they definitely have put these things on the radar when they come to their meetings.
Okay, that's really good to know. David, without telling us too much, could you tell us if the calls have been easier or second and third conversations are happening around kind of anime and stuff since we got the solo leveling and it did so well and there was such a positive turnout? Have you had any calls yet or is it too soon?
It's probably too soon. Myself, I'm always constantly knocking on the door with publishers and circling back. And I will do more of that in this month because that's where the license shows is. And I spoke to Justin a day or a couple of days ago, and he's also on top of it. We can't tell you which one we're discussing.
Of course.
With and who, but yeah, we definitely had dialogues continue to go on. It's going quite well. It's just the Japanese side takes a bit longer to do to do anything with. And my focus has been a little bit mainly focused on what's going to come out in the next 6 to 12, 13, 18 months in the company. Like I mentioned, there's many new divisions in VEVE that's working on very unique project to experiment and to be part of that whole collectible business overall. Because everyone know that industry is in the billions of a year. There's just many things that we see good opportunity we should be looking at, and that VEVE if VEVE fits in that right spot. So that's where a lot of my energy has been focused in.
Beautiful. And we haven't got a chance to sit down with Dr. Collect in a while. I know you guys will be there in Lisbon with him, but could you, without telling us too much again, just tell us how it's going with the Collect chain? Everything is good there? Okay.
Yeah. So last I speak, and I had Dan have a regular weekly meeting with their team.
Oh, okay.
Without giving too much away, we have come down to a section where we need to make some big, key, bold decisions, and we'll be making those in the coming weeks, and drive that new initiative in that direction going forward. Collectors continue to be a very key part in our business, and they're great partners to be with. And one other reason why we're going to be in this business because the Click and Stack our teams at base here. So give us the
Yes.
opportunity to connect in person again.
Beautiful. So we'll wait for those two verticals that you said should be getting announced around Lisbon time. I know that's going to be fun for the fam.
Yeah. There'd be a lot more things that we work on, but that we can't announce. But at the Lisbon show, there's definitely going to be two very cool things that we're doing.
Okay. Now, I have another juicy question here. Now, we've seen only one time only, and I don't think he was able to get it. We had a bounty set by David Yu for the Funko Fidgetal.
Yes.
I don't think someone has that in a box somewhere in their house, has no idea what they hold. I wanted to ask, I know you probably can't do it for regular app on a regular drop, but are there a couple numbers on this Millennium Falcon that if you could, you would put a bounty out there?
I normally like to go the low numbers. I know
Okay.
the problem with the first appearance, there's too many people going for those dates, right? Yeah, so the chances are very, very, very high. And I good luck to everyone who's going for the drop. I think the collectible is probably one of the best, if not the best, we had done in terms of it just had all the bells and whistles in this one. And I think if you're into a Star Wars fan, this whole entire month, you're going to love it. Personally, I I think the Edo period collectible is going to be very cool because it's not often that Lucas film as a company allow you to modify their characters.
That is a very good point. Ego was telling us that as well. So each pose, you guys have to ask if it's okay to put him in that pose. That was for the Darth Vader samurai. I remember they were telling us a little bit about that.
Yeah, and even the way the characters dressed up, the whole thing,
yeah,
the whole concept. I mean, it's almost like going to that. I'm just saying, it's almost like going to the studio to say, listen, can I dress up Han Solo as a cowboy?
Imagine that.
And it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So because of that, I think the collectability is very big. I mean, and when we travel overseas into market like Japan, when you look for things, you're looking for Japanese trading cards or Japanese made language products that is designed for that domestic market. Well, this product is pretty much designed in a way that it had that whole vibe and that feel. And it is very hard just to get those approval.
Yeah. Yeah, glad you guys got it. And as far as like these landmark kind of drops on VV or landmark moments that we, down the line we always talk about, till now we still talk about the golden moments being announced, when Disney was officially announced. I think Solo Leveling was one of those moments as well. And we've had a couple of them, and I think this is the next one. I think Millennium Falcon, because since I got in 2021, every time I talk to a super Star Wars fanatic, the people who dress up like Aaron, my collectibles, who dressed up and they're part of the Legion or whatever, they're all said the same thing when Millennium Falcon. So it's kind of awesome to get to that point where that dream is actually being realized for the fam who want it.
And I also think the edition size is so small.
Ooh, yes.
Big. Yeah.
You were mentioning this the other day on BE stream. So you always have a way of being able to zoom out that, like, me personally, sometimes I don't. And I'll be looking at it and I'm like, nah, this is way too many. But I didn't think that about this one. But I love the fact that you keep saying, we don't know in 5 years, right? The amount of wallets that are still going to be around. I think about friends that I have now who forgot their email and their password, and they had, they have a Todd in there in their account, and they can't even be bothered to try to figure it out. They don't care anymore. It's been over 2 years or whatever. So even if something seems like quite a bit now, it really isn't in a couple of years.
Well, I think all these vintage Pokemon car is a perfect example. Why people going back to their parents' house to go, well, where's those car? And the parent go, well, threw them out.
Yeah, you've been gone 15 years.
Yeah, it's a perfect example. Is that, well, if you're not gonna love it, they're gonna get more scarce one day, and you're gonna forget it. You don't even know what email address you used back then to log on, etc. So very similar here in digital side of thing. I'm sure there'd be a lot of people who, will be forgotten in one way or another. I mean, I'm surprised someone who has a Todd just leave it there and don't do it. There's someone out there.
Yes.
Or they can at least list it or sell it.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how the rules work. Like, if it's been more than 2 years, I don't know what you have to do. But
if you can log into your account, you always will have access. The problem is when we have people ring us up or write to us and go, "Listen, I don't know what my account is."
Oh, and they want you to get them in there. Yeah. I got 200 Donnies in my wallet, and I need that right now. Okay, no, that makes sense. I thought it was just if you go 2 years without touching your account, it's like disabled or something. I wasn't sure like of the exact. Oh, okay.
Password type of thing. You don't lose the collectibles.
Okay. And I guess he's probably back because he wants to talk a little bit about the Millennium Falcon, I hope. It's Eagle Eyes, man. Eagle Eyes, what's up, bro?
Yeah, I didn't even realize I got to speak.
There you go.
Hey, how's it going, David? I was about to kind of say something about the samurai too. That
Yes, please.
Because the story was inspired by samurai movies, like the George Lucas was inspired by all the samurai movies and stuff. Like, it made sense. Yes, he didn't throw something random to them like the Cowboys.
Yes.
You can't put Darth Vader in a cowboy outfit.
Maybe Barbie.
Barbie.
Maybe there's a Barbie collab. I saw a He-Man collab with Barbie.
Oh, I did not see that.
It's our website, so you need to know.
David, are you working on trying to get Barbie here?
Not really working. I have got in touch with Mattel, but I'm definitely haven't been working on Barbie.
Okay.
I just can't imagine what people would do with Barbie and VP.
Yeah. That's a good point. And you're right. There's a Barbie signature Ken He-Man. So Ken, it doesn't look right. Yeah, don't Google it. It doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know. Anakin as Ken, like that could work for Tasha.
Oh my gosh, that's a good point.
Yeah. Should we get some audience to come up if they got some questions?
I would love that. I didn't want to put you in the spot, but
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, usually, David, people are requesting and we have to double check. They're not going to come say something crazy. But most of those people are kind of gone. So it is our community in here. Yeah, go ahead, Max.
David, what'd you have for breakfast today?
I don't think I had breakfast yet.
Yeah, probably not.
I've been at work. The minute I roll out bed at 7, I've been this week.
Don't eat expired cheese, David. Don't eat expired cheese.
I just take anything in the fridge. I bought these things that Dan recommended me to do.
Oh no,
we can order food pre-packed meals and you just throw them in the microwave.
Oh no!
Calorie count for you.
Yes.
Not really frozen microwave.
Oh, okay. Like here it's like Hello Fresh. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's called meal prep.
Yes, things like that. It seems to make my life a lot easier. I don't have to look at the Ubers and meet them downstairs. I just get them delivered once a week and just put them in.
Oh my god, I laughed because I kind of go through the same thing. So I just decided after that eat rice, eggs, and salmon for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's just easier. It's just easier that way.
Yeah, I don't have to think about food ever. I just rice and eggs and some ramen. That's it.
Yeah, it's just been very, very busy this time of the year for us. I mean, I think a lot of the community thought we're not bringing out any updates, so the founders bailed or whatever. Well, we haven't. It's just that we genuinely are very, very busy doing things, and you'll see a lot of the work that we have been working on will be coming out. And I think a lot of people are liking the updates and what's happening in VEVE in the feature side of things. You'll see a lot more in these real fast pace will be coming out.
Nice. So you guys, if you thought your gems were safe after May, you are incorrect. Let's go OMW and then emoji. And guys, you heard the man himself. We could do a couple AMA things until his meeting. So if you have something you want to ask, please come through, man. We got space. But if you're it's 10:30 in the East Coast. If you're laying next to your partner and you don't want to get an elbow to the ribs because you're being too loud, you can DM me the question and I will ask it for you. That is also okay. Or put in the comments. But just don't be too shy, man. You guys, this is a community hangout, exactly as the title says. So we're not meant to be up here like we're specialists to talk to David. This is for anybody who's a collector on the app. OMW and then emoji.
It's actually more of just some feedback from the community that I would love to share with you. One, the showcase. The community has been going crazy with the showcases.
Oh, yeah.
Emoji is a perfect example. I think it was a wonderful addition to the app.
Yes.
To have those collectibles be highlighted in a manner like this. So people's been loving it. Just wanted to bring that to your attention while we have you.
Thank you. Dan reported to me that the amount of posts because of these features coming out has been amazing. So it's good to see it is translating into real numbers and people are loving it.
Yeah.
You guys should wait till you see the VEVE first mobile edition coming out.
Whoa.
It's another level.
I just want to add on that too. A lot of people, David tends to be more front and center, and people are always like, "Well, where's Dan? What's Dan doing?" But that's an example of what's going on. Is like Dan is like highly active and working crazy hours every day, all day, behind the scenes, reporting numbers. Like he is on everything more than people know. Like he is, yeah. Just because like you guys don't necessarily hear from them every single day, doesn't mean that they're not behind the scenes watching every single move, every single interaction. They're just highly in tune with all the products like they're rolling out, the reception, how the products are doing, like if everything is operating as it's supposed to be. So it was really cool to see Dan on a live stream again. It's been a minute, but yeah, he's one of the hardest working guys in this company. That's for sure.
Yeah, he knows exactly what I'm having for breakfast because he told me which app to download what meal. Yeah, it is. It's great to to have business partner. A lot of people in VEVE work day and night. Yeah, I got we have some of these newbies coming on, taking new division. They're like superhumans.
Wow.
And we're really happy to see some of these high caliber, high performance new leads in areas where I really want the business to head direct, in those right directions is really good.
And I just want to be clear for the people, David, because you kind of dropped a bomb here, because obviously we have no idea about this. You're saying actively the mobile Viviverse is being worked on, and we could see that at some point this year, or we can't say when, but it is being worked on. Or maybe you weren't supposed to say that. I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah, you mentioned you dropped a bomb on us. I need you to know that when you said that people are gonna love the mobile Viviverse, is that actively being worked on right now?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. I mean, I have seen the work in progress version every 2.5 weeks. I'm meant to be getting a full demo in this coming week for me to take to licensed source. Right.
oh wow.
My job is to ensure that all our stakeholders are on top of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's very, very cool. Yeah, very, very good.
Nice. Emoji, do you want to go? And then we actually had someone come up, which is Cold Chillin'. What's up, Emoji?
Oh, awesome. Actually, it's funny because OMW said exactly what I was gonna highlight on. It wasn't really a question. It was more so kind of like just an appreciation for that new feature with the showcase.
Oh
One
yes.
thing that I've been doing is I've been building out storylines, right? So, hold on quick, let me just grab that. I've been building out storylines because prior to that, like, you get your comics on VeVe, but they're kind of like just, for lack of a better term, they're it's chaos, right? It's all around. It's just like if you had a bunch of comic books all over your floor. So now being able to like organize them, especially like the ultimate storyline and stuff like that, keep them in order. I find myself like going like rereading the storylines, right? Craven's Last Hunt and stuff. And I think that that's what you want as a collector anyway, right? Like when you bring
Yes.
someone into your home, you don't have just everything just thrown all about. You organize it the way that you want it, that fits your personality and how you want it to be seen. So I really, really like this feature. I've been playing around with it a lot and building a lot of storylines. I You can right now you can broadcast it to the feed. I would like to at some point, and I've talked to the team, different members in the team too about it, like have the feature to be able to broadcast it even outside of the VV app. Because like you know, let's say, David, I wanted to show you as far like you were interested in reading the ultimate storyline. I can just send you a link and be like, all right, here's the read order of how to do that. And then it goes, it takes you to the VV app and you have access to it. So I think that would be a cool feature, at some point. But overall, I'm really, really enjoying it.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the new thing. And what we're trying to do is to get more readers on. Obviously we realize a lot of the people on the app is because they're collecting them. Reading is pretty much half the fun. So that's what we want to encourage, the community to do and the users. And this way we can onboard more users as well.
I think that's a good. I think that that's a way to get more readers, right? Because even you guys just did a collab with Variant, right? Variant, when they go over cover storylines, they'll tell you what to read. Like, all right, read Venom this issue, and then that issue. Like, how much easier would it be if they could say, well, just check out my VV showcase, which has all the books right here. You can see the read order, and you could even purchase it right there by clicking the books, and that's an onboarding thing right there. So yeah, I think that would be awesome.
Cold Chillin', big fan of the Viviverse. David, Cold Chillin', what's up, man? I don't know what you got for us.
Yo, what's good on Melly? Can you hear me? I'm
Yeah,
good.
we got you.
Yo, what's up, fam? It's crazy what he said about the mobile
Yeah,
version.
bro.
Shout out to David U for that.
Yo, it's alpha that we were not expecting at all.
I got a question though, David U. Nice to meet you again though.
Thank you.
I see we have Ubisoft, and I'm a big gamer.
Yes.
Do you guys think are looking to do any collabs like with any other gaming companies. Probably I don't know if y'all gonna do anything with Rockstar, but I know GTA 6 coming out this year. It'd be cool where we could get like some of the main characters maybe as some collectibles. I don't know, just spitballing. But
We haven't spoken to Rockstar as such. They, in general, they are very busy themselves. I think you probably know they're already about 3 years behind on this game. I don't even think they have a licensing team. I was having dinner with the distributor of the game last week, and I asked them what's their advertising budget when the game come out. They say they hadn't even gotten to that stage yet to talk about it.
Wow.
So for the domestic market here, so there's a lot of things that, and they're not even sure when it will actually come out. Have they announced the release date?
yeah, November 19th. And I don't know how true it is, but they were saying they might start marketing in the summertime. But that's dope that you even had a conversation with the, you know what I'm saying, with the distributor.
I was telling the head guy that they don't even need to market this thing. It would just sell out. It's just so highly anticipated release. We we are going to be doing some cool activations in Lisbon that is to do with gaming. So yeah, stay tuned on that one.
Okay, thanks. That's all I have, man. Thanks for having me.
The alpha is out here. Thank you, Coach Helen. In the DM, I don't know, Magic Emoji, if you guys are getting any DMs or questions or anything.
I had another gaming question,
Yeah,
but
please
if
go
there's
ahead.
something pending,
Well, make sure you check your DM too.
oh snap,
We know how you are. Okay.
I'm good.
I actually did have a question roll through.
Mm-hmm.
The community would like to know if this 24-hour wait list is here to stay.
Oh.
I need to double check on that one. That's more Dan can answer that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll write it down. I'll ask him. But only I will know the answer anyway. Yeah.
I hope it is.
Wait list.
Yeah, I hope it is. It's a
If people love it and the data is showing it's working, it will be here to stay.
Perfect. Thank you for that one, Dub. I totally forgot about that one.
No problem. I did have one more from
Please.
some of our community members who are avid content creators. Froe Comey and Anon. And also, shout out to Rudy and Tina down there. I saw that there was a sponsorship happening for a wrestling event.
Yes.
Love to see that. That was so awesome, especially since we haven't heard much about any sponsorship since that gaming a couple years ago.
Yes.
Now, Anon and Fro are going to be going to the Nationals in a few weeks, I believe, for a national bowling tournament, and they would love to wear some VV merch and connect with the team on seeing how they can promote.
Yeah, sure. Are they a Phoebe collector themselves?
Oh yeah, they're massive collectors. I believe they were nominated in the community awards last year, if I'm not mistaken. He's the one who likes Electra.
Yeah, he's the Electra fanatic.
I know. Yeah. Are they actually good at bowling?
Yeah, they've been bowling for quite a few years now, and it seems like they've placed first multiple times, and they've gone to the Nationals.
Yeah, we definitely want to get them to wear some of our gear. Yeah, we had a couple of the events in bowling. Well, did they play in one of our any of our Phoebe?
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
That's a good question.
In Anaheim, I don't think so. Yeah, no.
I know I beat David. I know that.
So that's why. Okay, yeah, get them in touch with us, with me anyway. See what we can do.
Perfect. I'll set that up and I'll shoot you a message in Slack or somewhere.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hooked up Rudy with some promotional materials too on my way. So you can reach out to me as well.
Nice. Love it.
Oh, this question, David, is from one of our good friends here, Lexi. Her and her husband are big fans of the VeVeVerse. They probably spend the most amount of time in there. And she's asking, is there any info on when the collectibles will start hitting the VeVeVerse more regularly? We definitely get the comics consistently. Now, my thought was maybe because there's a shift happening with the VeVeVerse version 2 or whatever, that I don't know if that maybe kind of stopped things from being posted in there or what, but they have been saying lately they're not getting as many things added in there as before. I guess that would be a Dan thing too.
That is correct. The team currently are all working on pretty much getting the app version out. And then I believe the web version will get another overhaul for that.
Yes. And to put it together, when Corey was, for anyone who didn't know, when Corey was live with with Jan Collects, he said, I think it was Jan. He said, "Hey, I make these videos with Devin in the VeVeVerse showing off the collectibles, but I don't want to keep doing that because soon you guys are gonna see a different VeVeVerse." So Hago knows I read between the lines, so that told me something's a bit, something's happening sooner, and maybe that's why. So Lexi, hold on tight. Hopefully you'll be able to get all your stuff soon. Yeah, David, these guys spend a lot of hours in there.
Yes. Yeah. So, we definitely will coming back to that.
Awesome. Good question, guys. Let's go. Eagle Eyes, did you want to tell us anything cool about the Millennium Falcon that maybe, we love that little extra info when you guys are working on things. I don't know if there's anything you want to give us here for the people who haven't been here before.
Honestly, kind of like the AT-AT.
Mm-hmm.
Just we're trying to bring as many cool features as possible. I know Devin also knows that people have collected these toys when they were young.
Yeah.
And when you have these toys, you kind of turn the little gun and you go pew pew,
Mm-hmm.
And when you're kids and you're pretending, and like now you can actually do it. And like when you press the gun, it does the real pew pew, and it does the light streams. And I don't know, it's like a step up of what we collected as kids. Very, very happy.
And many of you probably have seen there's the snap together.
Yes.
On VB.
Yes.
So you had that R2D2 and your X-wing.
Mm-hmm.
If you still own those two, you can put them together as what we promised on that back then. So it just shows you how long it takes for things to come out.
Yeah,
it takes time to build and approval, and how they look, and so on. And there's a lot of these collectibles going to be sunsetting a lot of these collectibles in coming week, even days in some of them. So stay tuned. Make sure you do go to the shop where there's a section. It's going to be
leaving soon. Yeah.
So if there's things in there you want, you should get them early. You still, I mean, once they're gone, they're gone. Some of the Star Wars one will be missed.
I'm loving that section. The Tamed Rancor, guys, I believe is out of there soon. If you like the Rancor and you want to see Boba Fett, on top of it, that was a craft, and it will be. I believe that one's leaving soon as well. So, LFG. Ego, when you guys set up, which I know is funny now that I'm learning, you guys know these things so far ahead of time. It's not that it kind of takes away the fun, but you're already focused on now the things 6-8 months from now. If you look back a little bit, did you guys say, for May 2026, we want to be able to drop Millennium Falcon or this and that, or do they give you a list and say, for May you should drop these?
No. So how it really works is we have a calendar pipeline of things that's in the works or coming out. And some of these things might take 26 turns. It goes back to us, goes to the licensor to get approval, come back and forward. It takes forever. Um, and and what we try to do is give us a lot of buffer time to do the advertising. So a lot of these things you're starting to see the ads are coming out weeks and weeks ahead, rather than like today and it's dropping tomorrow.
Yes.
It's because we've gotten to a momentum where the studio approved people and us and our marketing are all aligned, and these just takes time to perfect that. And we now finally in a stage in our business where we are much more ahead of things, and we try to plan things out. And then where really go is like the A Million Falcons probably was ready 6-7 months ago, but the best time to really bring it out is tomorrow. Well, and the May the 4th.
Yes.
It makes the most sense. So we basically keep it in the library, and we try to curate a whole program around it to make it work. The only parts in the business is still a little bit more chaotic is basically my division, where doing that physical component requires a lot of touch points and a lot of supply chain, and we're still trying to figure out how to get the best out of everything in that side of thing. So we're still in that learning curve. And once we get there, we'll like to think that the digital side of business will be much more smoother, and you see things come out more regularly. So that really comes down to slot time, productions, and how we align with our studio partners to ensure that everything comes out like clockwork. But there's a lot of dedicated people and the talents behind it to make all these work. If we were just bringing out a Million Falcon that doesn't do sound, doesn't do the interactive, doesn't do a lot of these features you're seeing, it probably would have come out, a year or two ago if we put it in the production back then. But we wanted this product to be a key masterpiece and really represent with VEVE is where our tech is and where this product should really be sitting at. And we come a long way. Remember when we first released in 2021, when the first Batman black and white series come out to where we are today. The product is much superior in every way, and will continue to break that boundary and to get better and better. And that's what you see in VEVE. VEVE is just not just as a business, our product, our experience. It's really, we want it to be second to none. And there's something that we told our community, I think even late last year, that this business has become the founders-led business. And what we want to do is to move very fast. And myself and Dan, we pretty much we work 7 days, 24 hours, 7 days a week, and that's the dedication we put in. And you'll see result when these translate at the end. So things are just much better space at the moment.
Amazing. Yeah, I think I have another one here. Now this one is always comes back I know that you gotta wait for regulations and all these things, but Omar from New York says, can there ever be trading VEVE collectibles like he does in the physical collectibles or collecting?
Yeah. So by going back slowly, and the licensor sees what our audience want, and we're starting to express certain aspect, but it is really around that regulation. It's
Yeah.
because we're in that digital asset, and you have that cross border. But really, this industry one day will be just like a real collectible, that moving, the buyers and seller will exchange again, and that's what we're aiming for in that space. Um, so hopefully that will be soon.
Awesome. I love the fact that now as an affiliate we have these links, and not only can you get someone to join in for the 10 free gems. I think it's even better when uh it is so focused that now I can actually talk to a Star Wars fan and say, hey, I have a free Star Wars collectible for you using this link. And obviously that made us think about back in the day when we were happy to do that job for you guys, David, where we will use our, sometimes we get mad now, sometimes we would use our Marvel Comics #1 as things to kind of get people onboarded onto the app. So I know that was part of growing the community in the early days. I do hope we have that at some point, but I love the fact that you guys have it this way now, that even when you are onboarding someone, that it's actually targeted. If it's a Star Wars fan, they can actually come in and get a Star Wars collectible. I think it's dope.
Yeah. 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 Now everything's just more, um, fine tuned, and setting up the business more target in those vendor area is something, we would because you can easily get lost in VV. When you open the app, there's just so many brands and product out there. Even for regular users, it's a lot to digest in. I mean, and what we have seen, the best way to onboard users, the best sign that we have seen is through affiliate, because the affiliate yourself guides these users into certain screens and teach them how it's all done. And that's actually just the best conversion ever. Um, and and anyone who's new seeing an ad from Star Wars, they will be funneled through that Star Wars portal and get their first Star Wars collectible rather than showing them something else.
Yeah.
So a lot of these just really fine tuning in the back, in the business. And would love to have all this, back in the day. It just, we didn't know how. We didn't have the skill. We didn't. It wasn't the important in that business cycle back then. Even though we won it, but there's just a lot of things that you've needed attention to first. Yeah, and we're slowly getting there. And we're seeing a lot more wallet being created. We're seeing a lot more account first time users, and sometimes they come on board. They don't see things that interest them, but a lot of them have shown encouraged sign that they top up a lot of gems in their wallet. So there's also different good signs that we're learning from it.
Love that. Okay, I'm just checking if we have another question here. Do we know this person?
Are you asking us? I'm unfamiliar with the person. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if we know that person.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that person. You know what's interesting, right? And I'm finding it now, especially on the timeline, as more people are highlighting, because it feels like the energy of digital collectibles or NFT is coming back, right, on a timeline. Millie, you could probably like attest to this as well. I'm seeing a lot more posts,
100%.
and you know, I'm seeing a lot of VEVE mentioned in those posts, right? People outside of VEVE have thrown like, the VEVE brand on, their posts highlighting different NFTs or digital collectibles in their collages and stuff. So I'm seeing more of that. But one thing that is interesting is in those posts, when I look through the comments, right, you have different, projects that are showcasing their collectibles, but then you have, the VEVE fam showcasing what can be done on VEVE, and just looking at how ahead, right? Just just what we can do with them already, uh, how ahead we are, or how ahead the VD platform is when it comes to the AR features, when it comes to, the how you can interact with them. I wanted to know, right? Like now in this, now that it's been years, and when you guys are talking to, especially in the anime realm, because this is new, IP that you guys are acquiring, right? Um, but now that it's been a few years of people understanding what this space is, what digital collectibles are, what an NFT is. What are some of the things that these IP owners are excited about when you show what can be done with their IP? Because I'm sure that they have their own vision as well as far as what they want to do with these characters.
Yeah, well, every studio and every company has a different vision, and where they see their business and their IPs heading into. We all, the biggest part in our industry is that interactive and digital gaming side of things. That's where predominantly that we deal with company with the digital divisions. Um, I think they're excited on two fronts. Number one is the further utility outside just the AR. So we are working with um, we are working with a couple of different technologies out there for you to allow you to showcase your collectible in different other devices rather than just your phone or tablet. So we're going to be launching something in that front, and that I think will add another. So a lot of our licensors are looking for other utility rather than just in the marketplace or the AR mall. They're looking how this product can be in front of people's home in people's houses in their life and part of what they're doing. So that's what we're moving into. Without giving you too much what the product is. That's what yeah. So utility value is a key part of my job to make sure that there's that afterlife apart from just lives and VV at the moment.
Got it. But I take it right. Yeah, without going into what those things are, we'll find out in time. I take it as something that is getting them excited, right? Because you're
Yes.
constantly announcing new partnerships.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So we could have a lot more partnership at the and what where we are today is we're not looking just for opportunity. We're looking for more experiment, more new things for our users to be engaged with. And a lot of the brands that we're talking to, and we have seen a lot of the smaller brands, the artist brand is actually doing bigger and better because they're pulling in different type of audience. And their audience now can be engaged with their artists a different way. So now we want to take that artwork or that product to another level.
Bullet.
Sounds awesome. Yeah, no, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to hear um, just the companies being passionate about whatever you guys are showing them, in the boardrooms. I'm excited that that they're excited about what's to come.
Yeah, we constantly go back to them with many new ideas and many new ways where we can represent that brand or that character, that collectible in different formats. So, one thing for sure is that Phoebe is constantly, we're very active in engaging with new things, and I'm always very excited to see new ways to engage, and really is because our consumer want to see more out of that collectible, what they can do, and that's what we want to deliver.
True. I have a question because you've mentioned a few times, during this night about gaming, right? And right now, it's pretty much like these figurines, and you can play with them, but it's not, you know, gaming, right? So other than obviously the partnerships that maybe with gaming companies. So when you mention as far as gaming, if you can highlight on it, like what do you mean? What does this look like as far as jumping into the future with partnerships with gaming?
Well, the early stage in gaming. Well, let's go back a little bit. When blockchain first was talked about, people were all excited about NFTs. But the NFT in gaming back then is more like play to earn. You're kind of earning either something or a cryptocurrency or something. But it so it was attracting users from existing gaming community to play the game to earn something. But I think a lot of those gamers who came into the Web3, they were there looking for opportunity to make something, either if it's money or cryptocurrency. What where I really think the big market is that the gaming market is a multi-billion-dollar empire, and I I think a lot of people were back then were always talking about, hey, if we were playing the games and we can resell the characters, and gaming company really look at it and go, well, we don't really want you to be trading your characters because we want everyone to spend money to buy the skin to do things, because that's how they're going to get the most out of the consumers, the gamers. And then, but we are really, and so it's very difficult to pitch an idea to a gaming company to say, listen, you should allow these assets to be transferred. And they go, well, then the users won't need to spend the money to level themselves up to get all these things. Um, and the game would just eventually die because, and the only reason why people continue to do it is because they like to level up. But if so there was a major hard ask for gaming company to use blockchain, right? To really for that purpose. And then the gaming community hated blockchain at one moment. So a lot of gaming company actually turned away from licensing to do NFTs or anything to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so what we I really see is that gaming market is a multi-billion-dollar market. How do I get those users to come onto VV in the same way as they will want us to bring our audience to their game? So it has to be a win-win, right? So what I'm looking at is how we can allow gamers to gain something in their gaming characters that is exclusive in certain games by purchasing VV product. Um, so, and that makes a lot of sense because vice versa, you're going to have people who love collecting collectible. They will buy, they say, I love Diablo game. I will buy the action figures. I will buy the mouse mat, the keyboards when they do come out. And as a gamer, but I also want to level up. I want to get all these things. So it's combination of that. What we are trying to do is how can VB drive some of our users into their ecosystem, vice versa. That when they are having a break from games, they are collecting something else because it's pretty much the same. The demographic is very similar. They have very similar persona. They love collecting. They're not playing computer game. They're either working, eating, sleeping, or collecting something, or watch a Netflix or something. They you can slowly work out what they like, and gaming, collectibles, digital, they go hand in hand. They pretty much people who love that they in that ecosystem. So if we can do something and deliver something to them that's meaningful and that is a collectible and that helps them in their gaming interest, it's a win-win, and that's what we are looking for to do.
That's funny because that's actually what I was thinking about the other day. I don't know. Are you familiar with like the gotcha games like Genshin Impact or Weather and Waves? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with playing it, but I do have nephew and nieces who is into all these.
Yeah. I just started Neverness to Everness, which is the newest one that came out. It's like the anime GTA 6. That's what they're calling it. And, with those games, it runs like a VV blind box, right? And I was thinking that this exact same thing that you just said, I was like, what if, there were exclusive characters that you have to get through VV, right? And then, they may even run an event, right? Where those characters, because they have events where they tell the story and they have little side quests and stuff. But, people from VV can unlock those characters by getting them through there. And then people from Genshin or Neverness to Everness, have to go to VV to kind of like get those. It's like a partnership like that. But that's 100% what I was thinking while I was playing NTE.
Yeah. So that's the only way this whole ecosystem will help drive more users and goes back and cycle new users into it. And that these will be the more of the partnership that gaming companies are looking for. Yeah, and we always have to think about, gaming company, they're busy on its own. They don't want to send more users to your way. They're trying to buy users themselves. Um, so unless there's a lot of meaningful and common interest in that space, it's always very, very difficult to talk to a gaming company. And that's why you don't see so many gaming IP shared on Phoebe. It's because those companies, they have different interests in it. And speaking of gaming, in VV collectible, there are more to come, and there's more things that we're going to trial to do that's a bit more different as well.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Magic. Magic.
We can't hear you, Magic.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, she might need to do a lab.
Yeah. Millie, were you trying to say something earlier? I'm sorry. The gaming topic. You know how I get like. But yes. My bad.
No, that's no problem at all. I love these kind of chats because I like reading between the lines for things, and that's kind of how we also learn where David's mind is at, and where we will be in the app in like 7 months. Okay, a quick comment, and guys, my bad. We were talking about how you can message us if you have any questions, any concerns or anything, but
You've been ignoring all the messages, bro?
no. I forgot that some people just want to say thank you. They got no questions. And here I have someone named Cluck who says, "Yo, tell David thank you for creating the largest NFT digital collecting company in the world. All the hard work continues to pay off. What a wild and beautiful ride. Thank you." Pause
He
that,
is
but
the nicest guy. I met him at Decon Kickoff.
you're not gonna say Ayo?
No, I'm not going to right now.
Okay.
I got my suit on.
Okay,
He's
okay.
very nice.
So shout out to Cluck,
dropping
man.
off, guys. I went to my kitchen, and you know what happens.
That's in the West Wing. The West Wing of the mansion?
The West Wing of the mansion. No, I did have a question, and it was very timely because this is something I sent to David today or yesterday. This post that is actually pinned to the top about this Disney experience. Yeah, and it was basically the question is around, this is going around. I guess the major question is, do you see possibility in this? Do you see in your front? And like you and I have had conversations about this prior to this posts coming out. And I know that like David's vision was was this many, many moons ago. So potentially there's a way in which we could collaborate, but of course that's a long road.
Yeah. So this is around the possible the one app,
The Disney Super app.
Yeah. 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 And I don't speak for the company, and I don't know anything inside what they're talking about, discussing internally. But the new leadership is very pro digital. So you can see from the new leadership, you in coming years, you're going to see a lot of digitalization and to function their business a bit better. But one thing I can talk about, possibly really not talk about, but I can mention is that Disney Plus is a very, very powerful platform. And I remember doing the if you guys remember, we did the Golden Moments. We had the partner statue. If you got the partner statue, you get the subscription for your Disney Plus for 1 year for free. That was part of the perk.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Now, and so we got the opportunity to work with Disney Plus, the streaming team, and then that's how I have learned their entire backend system pretty much is all. It's like a super app themselves. I mean, it's a very, very powerful platform and tool for them. And now I think it's time for them to be able to push a lot of these things that they have put together globally. Um, uh, and, and this is no different than what Netflix was trying to do, but Disney Plus doesn't just really connect content, but they connect experiences into your household, and also it connects many parts of their wider franchise and businesses all into one. And there's things I can't talk about, but the tools allow them to do a lot more things where they can push out better experience for users. And I think if they can master that, they can master um, a lot of park experience. I mean, many of you know or read on social media. Going to a Disney park is almost like a full-time planner. You need to plan how you want to go about your day, and to get onto each of these rides. So if they can put something together that allows users to plan things but better, it's just going to give them much better user experience in that front. And also I was talking to one of the senior executives at Disney, why they need so many. And this conversation was because I was at Tokyo, and they told me how many people work in the Tokyo office. And I go, why would Disney Plus need this many people and this huge team? And he basically replied to go, have you turned on the Disney Plus in Tokyo, your account? The whole show is completely different. Obviously, or what we forget is they localize all the local movies into Disney Plus. So what I don't see in New Zealand, it's because it's not available in my region. In Japan, they have to string through what Disney owns in their franchise through the Fox, Pixar, and so on. But they also buy programs, and they have shows that they produce locally for the Japanese market. So it's a huge team. The content team is huge. It's incredibly how deep their ecosystem get into. So I think it'd be no brainer to have a super app that controls everything. And if you're visiting Japan and you want to pre-buy your ticket, it's all in the palm of your hand. You can control what you want to do rather than jump on the website and navigate through another website portal and so on. So yeah, I think will be great. And I believe the new CEO is really into interactive side in the gaming. So you probably see a lot more Disney type of interactive gaming publishing digital coming out as well for that.
Great.
Yeah, and I think Magic, you met Josh in person, right?
Yes, I've seen him multiple times, but I at D23 I got to meet him, and gosh, he is just the most charismatic, sociable person. And I've told the story that when I went up to him, he literally looked at my shirt and said, how's the convention going for you guys? Like, like knew we had a booth, seemed very familiar with, our product. And yeah, it was a very short chat, but he was very personable. I've watched him for years. He was prior to being president of, I think it was like all the parks and experiences. He was the president of Disneyland. So I followed his career for a number of years. And, when he became the president of like all the parks, I was always like, oh man, I hope this guy's next in line. I told him that back when Morgane was, she was the one behind Golden Moments working for Disney, had taken me on a tour of Disney Studios. And I saw Bosch having lunch with his laptop at literally the Disney Studios. And that was one of the things I said to him when I met him. I was like, "Oh, I saw you at Disney Studios, and you were there having lunch, but I didn't want to interrupt you." And he was like, "You should have come up and said hi." Like he's just he reminds me of you and Dan. Honestly, like you in one way you see this person and think they might be untouchable, but very relatable, very down to earth, just like yes, he's very very down to earth, but at the same time very charismatic, speaks super well in front of people, presents himself very well. And I just think he has tremendous leadership qualities, and also seems to be very tuned in with everything that's going on around him. He's much like you guys, that he's just kind of everywhere all the time, all at once. And I really respect that about him. So I've been very, very excited to see him in this role, because I've never seen a CEO of the company that is so ingrained, much like you guys are, with like coming to events, like meeting the people, like hanging out with the people. That's what Josh Tomorrow is. Like I've never had the, ability to meet Bob Chapek and prior CEOs, but like I've literally seen Josh Tomorrow in the parks numerous times. Like it's somebody that you can actually talk to. And I find that very just relatable to people. And I think that's why he's going to make a great CEO, is because he can be very relatable, but he can also do the job very well. And he does that because he understands the audience. He understands the customer. And part of that is connecting with the customer. And he does an amazing job at that. So yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, he and Phoebe basically falls under that park experience. So
Yeah.
he basically knew our business, what we were doing. Um, but everything you say is all pretty much correct. I was surprised he wasn't being announced even earlier. Yeah, to be the leader of the one of the biggest entertainment company in the world. Just amazing, very down to earth, and he just know exactly what every division of their business is doing. Down to even Phoebe, the minute he sees you wearing a shirt or a logo of Phoebe, he will come up and just check it out what you guys are up to. It's very good.
It's a very special skill to be so ingrained in a million different things, but still be able to tune in to an individual. And that requires why I think he's perfect for the job. Is that is a very, very difficult task. There are people that are in these companies with, hundreds of people underneath them, and they will never know who those people are. But this is the type of person that will have an experience with you. And he may not remember your name, but he will know that he's interacted with you. And that attention to detail and that I drill it down to passion.
Yeah.
I believe this person has a genuine passion for their job where he doesn't just like, oh, hi, let's take a picture. He looks at you, he acknowledges you. He has like I literally went up to him just thinking I was going to get a picture. He had dialogue with me. Like he made the attempt to let me connect with this person. What does this person have to say? I'm actually interested in this person. That is an amazing CEO. Like those qualities are very hard to replicate, and but those qualities are what make the greatest leaders. When you can be in tune with your audience outside of the millions of different things you have going on. And that's something that David and Dan are exceptional at as well. I mean, it's very rare that you have people that can have. I mean, you can hear David in the background, like he's got a million things going on all the time, but he will take time out to connect specifically with us. And I just feel like that is what helps build an exceptional community and company.
Yeah, thank you. Can you guys actually hear me typing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all good. We like to know that you're working still.
You're doing the cat gif of like typing on the computer. It's cute.
Yeah.
So much emails. There's just so much stuff happening. Yeah. It's Sunday here. Pretty much I'm trying this coming week is just going to be crazy busy, so I want to get way ahead of my week. Reading through reports, reading through notes, and I mentioned early on I got a new person just started working on this new exciting project underneath me. And yeah, there's just, hundreds of pages of things that he's already done that I need to review to ensure because we want to move fast. We want to get market share in areas where we think it's relevant for us. Yeah. So, and yeah, early on, after I got off the call with him, I was just so excited that, there's just so much happening in VB, and we just don't stop. We just keep coming up with new ideas and try to do things and make things. Just make that our business to be even better in every way and shape. Yeah, very, very, very happy, and I hope other projects out there that they're doing the same thing because the amount of hours and the work that you put in, it's just going to equal to that at the other end later on.
For sure. For sure. David, I have to ask this for the people in the crowd that are dying to hear anything to do with the token. Is there anything you can say about Omi?
Yeah. I mean, oh, yes. So I had a very long conversation and meeting with our community manager, Foster.
Yeah, shout out Foster.
I think it was I think possibly it was Tuesday my time, you guys Monday, or a day in and out. Yeah, he is working on something really exciting that I have signed off. He's just going to fine tune one more thing. Huge presentation he walked me through. Quite large. Considering he's trying to put everything in few pages, it still came to like 14 or 15 pages for me.
Oh wow!
To with them. So there's actually quite a bit coming out. And he will be the appropriate person to announce it to the community. I have basically not signed it off. There's just one thing he needs to change, and he's coming back to me hopefully today or tomorrow. And that program's going to get kicking. It's a very cool program.
Wow. Okay. So just for people to know, in the background, I am talking to Foster. I said he can't come up. I think he's just busy with family. but he said he retweeted it, and I told him what David said, because of course Foster, being a good worker bee, he's like, I don't want to say anything that might get me in shit. So, but now that we know something can get signed off, we will hopefully hear from him soon.
Yeah. So that's coming. That would be a big one. I mean, good for the community. And in the e-commerce side of things, it's all around that utility.
Mhm.
Just want to
Yes.
build a lot of cool, exciting things on that. And I did realize, the last quarter or 2 quarters, the market has been very bearish
Mhm.
in the entire industry. So he's been carefully crafting this new program out, which I think will be a new chapter for us, because it's going to be quite a long program for this holders of OMI token. So and every single, hopefully every quarter, there'd be some updates around that as well. I think fans who love our business, who supported us even before they know VEVE, will be very excited about this program. And it will be even more of a bonus if you into both of them. Then you're just not into the OMI, but you also have your VEVE account. It would be even more of a bonus, put it that way.
Amazing. Okay, let's go to Cold Chillin'.
Yo, what's up? I'm back. Got time to get to the crib. And I know they was talking about Disney earlier. And I know we had sports in the past with the boxing. So a while back, I seen Disney post like the Mickey Mouse at the Formula One racing. So I'm thinking, like, do we have anything in the works, like with any Formula One team? Because I know McLaren did a digital collectible not too long ago. So I don't know if like we'll do anything with a team.
Yeah.
Can you speak on that?
Yeah, I love F1. Dan is obsessed with F1. He loves fast car racing. In fact, he's a racer himself, and not in F1. We have talked to F1, and we have talked to the teams and many times in the past. The fortunate and unfortunate part is that they love VEVE. They like to work with us. Some of their earlier contract required VEVE collectibles to be sitting on other chains because they took sponsorship money from exchanges or chains. A lot of them have said, come back to us after our contract expire with our sponsor. So VEVE can actually come on board. I have actually seen even Red Bull, the car with VEVE logo on it. They designed it with VEVE logo on it. So I have seen all this because we're very close to these license source. Now, and just to be clear, we were talking to the F1 and we were talking to the teams as well. There's many doors you had to get through. Obviously, when you get the team, it doesn't mean you get the drivers, right? And if you get the driver, it doesn't mean you get F1 on board. So you kind of need to get all three, or otherwise you just basically had the car, the team basically is that the car, and then you get the F1 logo on the car. Or if you only get Red Bull, you get the car without the F1 logo. And you just hit the Red Bull the car. So what we're trying to put together is a combination of everything, because we at VEVE we want that product to resonate to the true, the best use in as a collectible item. And I think the Disney one, without looking too close to it, it was really just the F1 brand with Disney. And VEVE could always just do something like that, and that means we might have to design our own car And how I think F1 works, they explained it to me, is that every year they bring out a car, a different one, and basically that's like a clean canvas, and then the team franchisees or the franchise, they go out and try to get sponsor, and they basically wrap that car with whichever team they work with, and then the driver comes in and so on. So yeah, I'll definitely look into that while I'm at the licensing fair later on this month.
All I
Yo,
know
that's
is
crazy.
if there's ever a Disney slash VV car, I'm gonna need a
That's
picture
wild.
inside that car. I'm gonna need
Mhm.
a
Yo, that's
picture
crazy.
inside that car, David. Don't do me dirty.
Yes. It's possible. I could do it. I mean, I do love F1. Dan really love F1.
Mhm.
We do.
Because
We have fun. They got really amazing followers.
would you have to speak to like the sponsors? Because I see we have the like Pirelli on the Maserati, the blue. I think it's I forgot the name, GT2 maybe. So would you have to speak to the sponsors to get like the?
No.
Okay, cool. All right, cool.
Once
All
you
right, cool.
become a sponsor, you kind of sign the rights to them.
Mhm.
Okay, fine, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
That is very dope. Yo, Cluck says, when Super Bowl commercial? Guys, I think we're past that. One day.
And speaking of Super Bowl commercial, they do approach us every single year.
Wow.
Yeah, but I just said we don't have that type of money.
Yes. You know,
They do. I think one of the VP users actually sells Super Bowl commercial for a living.
Oh,
I have some. Yeah,
some
I'm
connection
pretty sure
to
he
it.
does, because every year he sends it to me, the package. I'm sorry, I can't afford that. I can't throw that money out for something. And I know other NFT projects have done it.
Mhm.
And it's a more gimmick. It's really just wasting money.
Yes, exactly. Especially right now when most of the fans still don't understand what it is. I think that would be really difficult. But
Yeah.
if Omi does something crazy and there's a few extra dollars hanging around, maybe we can revisit this situation.
We might revisit to have a meetup before a game or something. But
Yes.
I just don't see we'll ever pay the millions to do a commercial. It's actually just insane. I mean, I love the commercial and they're very memorable. But yeah, and I guess I never said never. There could be a possibility in everything.
If it ain't better than the Clydesdales, don't even try. The Clydesdales
Yeah.
Budweiser does the best.
Oh yeah.
And yo, actually, Millie, I want to ask David a question that we're often asked,
Mhm.
and we kind of like speculate or say our thoughts on it. But I'm wondering what David's answer would be for this. So, a lot of times it's thrown out like, all right, well, what's going to get people, noticing VV or mass adoption or things like that? Is it going to be Pokemon? Is it going to be this IP? Is it? And one, thing that me and Millie both will say that it's not necessarily one thing. It's a combination, right? But for you, being the owner of the company, right, and ultimately directing where this company is going, and making moves to ensure that ultimately, I mean, the mass adoption is the goal, right? You want to meet, the mass amount of audience. In your opinion, or what do you think it's going to take to have Vivi become a world recognized brand?
Um, yeah, number one, I think the industry needs to come together. And, quite often I talk, people ask me, um, who are your competitors in the industry? And what I think most people misunderstood is that the competition in a way is we in the same tie.
Mhm.
We all rise when the ties are good. Um, and and AI is a perfect example. Everyone talks about the AI, and AI is the hottest thing right now. I mean, you're seeing there's a company in the shoe business called Allbirds, and I think they changed it to All was Allbirds AI or something. They changed the leader or their business, structure and their business operation, and their stock prices rise by a few 100%. But yeah, going back is what I'm trying to say is AI is actually just a flavor of what the mass market is looking for. A lot of that money has gone into that, and um, crypto had a big inflood, and institution money came in, and NFT had that rise. And you're going in cycles, right? I mean, trading cards is hot and favored now, but the last cycle it was in really the late 90s, early 2000s. Then it pretty much died for 10 years in between. And during COVID, it came back up, and it's going for that huge hockey stick cycle. Where VEVE is positioning is right now we're using the downtime period to build the best technology to partner up with what we talked about. And I think some of the things that we talked about is how do we onboard mass users from audience that doesn't know about crypto or NFT. They just love the brands. And as technology is moving very fast, I mean, last week I was talking to a wearable device company who makes AR glasses. And I mentioned to them that I met the founder of that company in year 2000 at CES.
Wow.
And his conversation back to me was, man, those are the early days. You should see our technology now. And I can't tell you what they are bringing out and who their launch partner is. It's the number one brand in the world, that one of the biggest company in the world. But VEVE now fits perfectly because our collectible will fit in their glasses perfectly. That's what you want to see. And I think myself and Dan, even in the late 2019 to 2022, would constantly remind, our audience and our stakeholder is that the future, through the lens of glass, you will see different things because technology is just going to get better, better, better. And we're going to see a lot of excitement and a lot of new initiatives where these collectibles will be able to be used. And these are the partnership I'm looking for. And that's why I'm on course with a meeting with them while I'm in the US. So when VEVE going to be a household name is when we are actually in all these devices, and we don't actually need to have the biggest brand to be caught off wind and will blow us with a hockey stick. What we really need is have a very cool product that's very easy usable and people just love having it, and that it just catches that mass market. And it will happen. Very similar with Popma, with the Boo Boo. It really resonated in certain demographic age group user, and it took the whirlwind of that, and then become a household name, and everyone knows about it. So these things does take a lot of years carefully planning, and the planning of it is really positioning your brand to everywhere. And when it happens, it will just go for a massive rise. VEVE has every opportunity to be that next big one. And I mean, with everything we're doing and fine tuning, it's actually gearing up us for that. So, and there's no, I don't believe there will be one brand. There's characters or product that needs to be sold on VEVE to get that. And I think, with the Millennium Falcon coming out, if you show to any Star Wars guy who's into Star Wars and collecting, who's diehard collector, they will want to own one of them. because it's just that cool. And once you own one of them, you will want to own the other one to go with it. You will want the AT&T, you will want the Han Solo, the Yoda, and so on. You will want the diorama. And that's how Lego started. And that's how Lego become the household name as well. And then followed by that is the generation effect. Can you pass it on to the next generation? Will they be caught on? And I think that the answer is VEVE has that product caliber to have the generation effect, because the new generation that's coming up are all digital native. And so we we have a very good brand, we have a good product, and we have a product that's going to live generation, and they're going to be relevant. We will be there. Similar to trading cards, like what I'm saying, it's a very simple product to be picked up. It's a mass market product. I don't even think half of the people who buys Pokemon knows how to play the game. I don't even think. I would even say probably only 5% of that audience are actually watching the cartoon today, if not probably 3% of their population. I don't even think anyone can message me and go, actually, I watched the episode yesterday, the latest one that came to air. So, so the brand versus, when you get a mass market effect, it's just totally different. People will self market it for you, and I think VEVE had every combination to get that right. And when we do that, we'll have that hockey stick again.
I know that Amelia's going to have a follow-up question to something that you mentioned right now, but before that,
About the Han Solo?
And talking about the Falcon.
Not bad.
When you're talking about these collectors, I mean, I've been in Disney parks multiple times doing AR, and every now and then I have somebody looking over my shoulder like, "Oh, what's this? What are you doing? What are you doing right now?" And I literally see myself being at Galaxy's Edge and being next to the actual replica Falcon and putting an AR Falcon out there on my phone. And it's the type of collectible where I feel like people would stop me and say, "What are you doing? What is this?" Like I just think the Falcon is that special. And I've had moments like that in the past with AR, but it's a very closed audience. It's just whoever was looking at my phone at the time. But I feel like the Falcon is one of those things that's like a showstopper that that's one of the most photographed places at Disney parks is the Falcon. Like, it is a huge draw. The Galaxy's Edge has drawn an incredible, like, record-breaking audience, and for people to be able to see that in augmented reality wherever they want, but especially next to the actual one itself, I feel, when people, everyone's nosy. They look at your phones, and to see somebody look over your shoulder and be like, "Wait a second, what are you doing?" Because I've had that. I think it hits different with the Falcon. I feel like the Falcon is just a very special and unique piece, apart from the superheroes and everything. Like, it's just very nostalgic and standalone, and apart from anything else, not anything else, but the majority of what we've done here. There are a few iconic pieces that everyone can relate to, and I just feel like the Falcon's one of them. So I'm super stoked to take the Falcon and have the Disneyland photographers see me doing that and be like, what are you doing? What is this? Like, because they can't even do that. They can do, that's the funny thing with Disneyland photographers. We had done a Disney trip that was during WonderCon. And I remember we did a picture in front of the Falcon with a group of us. And we had like I don't even know what they call it. They call it magic shots. And so we did a magic shot. And in the magic shot, it was BB-8. And there was somebody who knew within the company that BB-8 was dropping. and one of us had posted the picture, and somebody messaged and reached out to us and was like, hey, you're leaking like that the VV8's coming out. We're like, no, that's actually not, like, that's Disney.
Oh
Like,
wow.
yeah, but it looks exactly so like yeah, so it's exactly the one with a lighter.
Mhm.
It looks identical to our version.
Yes. I did see someone had it, and
And we're like, no, it's not on VV.
yeah,
Like, this,
I
this is a
actually thought
magic
it was
shot.
the real one that we dropped. Yeah, I thought someone leaked it.
No, there was no
Yeah.
leak. That was just literally a magic shot where they
Yeah.
they basically on their end like put something in AR. But I'm like, oh my God, like this is the perfect melding
Wow.
of like what should be. Like we
Mhm.
should be able to do this. We should be able to like, hey, can you put my thing in AR or like on your camera? Like that would be amazing.
Have we announced the BB-8 dropping though?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm on my best behavior, I promise, David.
Have we released the video?
That I don't know.
There was a little promotional video at the start of the campaign that went over a few of the collectibles.
Okay, I don't think we have actually shot a video with the AR in it, but I can tell you a
Oh.
little bit. Obviously, we have that inclusion button. So basically, when the BB-88 goes around, it will go around you. So rather than goes through you like
Yeah.
transparent, it goes around you, and then it stops, and then it opens up, and the little thing pops out and lights the fire. It's so cool.
Wow.
I have to have
It's
BB-8.
amazing.
I've
Yeah.
not seen that, nor do I know anything about it, but I have to have it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It makes the sound identical, and you can make it big, small. You can do to the 1-to-1 size, and it just runs
Whoa.
around like you see in the film. It's that was actually the first video I saw in our Star Wars launch before I knew the Millennium Falcon was actually got a video, and that's all the bells and whistles. I was blown away with how cool that collectible is, and I think that should be a sellout one as well. People who collect, R2D2, they will want one of these around it.
100%.
Yeah.
I will share some feedback that you probably already know, and I feel like I know from Lucasfilm. I know Lucasfilm is, and it's the same thing. One of my favorite characters from Disney Pixar, I know, has not come to fruition because of the intricate details of this character. But just if you didn't know already, I'll pass on that for Star Wars, a couple of like grail collectibles that people want is Chewbacca and God, why am I blanking on them right now? Help me, one of you
Ahsoka?
guys. No. No. The little guys.
Sabine?
The little guys.
Oh, Ewoks.
Yes, Ewoks. Thank you. But they have lots of hair, and I feel like that's why it's hard. Is they have lots of hair.
I don't think it's that. I have to put that in the request. Well, if we got 3PO, we need Chewie.
Chewie is like grail. Chewie's a grail. And then you could have a whole army of Ewoks against a whole army of stormtroopers.
Yeah.
We need Palpatine too.
Can you guys save some for next May?
And we need Death Star as well, right?
David, he's not helping. Yo, Ego, I'm being better than the team members. Ego, can you believe it?
Death Star.
Rein us in, Emily. Rein us in.
Make sure you guys use the feedback widget on the VV app for all of your requests. Thank you.
I mean,
We got PR here.
we have the Star Trek queue, so we have to have the Death Star. I mean,
Exactly. I agree with that.
Yeah, so maybe. Oh my God! I'll put it on the list. I am not a part of this conversation. Yeah, but I can really see how the whole entire Star Wars
Mhm.
series extension or everything it's coming out slowly, and yeah, I think it's going to excite a lot of the Star Wars fans if they can come in and collect everything about Star Wars all at once.
And Eagle Eye, just so I'm sure, there's absolutely no way Devin is like in a grease trap listening or anything.
Oh, he's 100% in the grease trap. He's 100% in the grease trap.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say that there's just too many a franchise like Star Wars, like I said in the past, guys, there's so many iconic characters. Like somebody just said Jar Jar Binks.
Mhm.
Like Jar Jar Binks is so far down in the list of like in prioritize,
You
But-
can put him all the way at the bottom. It's okay.
No, for people think he's the emperor or like a hidden Easter egg. I don't know, but
So people have
love him,
they have brought that up a lot.
Jar Jar.
Yeah. I mean, have you guys heard about the real life of the actor, the Jar Jar Binks?
I did. He was what didn't he have like a hard life after playing that role? And then afterward, I think he did something else, and then people started liking him or something.
Well, he's back in Star Wars.
Oh yeah. He played another character, and it was like a redemption thing. I forgot what character he played. But yes, you are. You're right. But I remember that story.
Wait. I actually want to hear this because like it's not like his face was out there. So like how hard was
No,
it?
but they knew who he was. They hate like he got a lot of hate, man. Like they hate.
Damn.
Yeah. And then he played in the new thing, but they loved him.
He was really bad though.
Who, Jar Jar?
Yeah.
Me.
Jar Jar is iconic.
He's iconic. Justice
On
for
my
Jar Jar.
way, you're not helping.
You remember him,
Listen,
don't you?
I only found out about Star Wars because of VEVE, and I don't understand why.
You say you found out about
I found out through Jar Jar. I found out through
a
Jar Jar.
problem.
Listen, I don't dislike
He's
Jar
just so
Jar.
sad.
He is actually pretty funny in the show, well, in the movie. So much love for Jar Jar. Underrated.
But as far as like, I do think we should have the Emperor. I think the Emperor is one of the top, most like. I mean, he's the Sith Lord, so it would be dope to have him too. Because who's Darth Vader going to stand next to?
That's the thing that's cool about like these huge brands like Star Wars and Disney is they're I mean the
And Marvel.
characters and the arcs and the stuff that we can drop is endless. It's Palpatine, it's Sabine, thank you emoji. It's vehicles, it's Ahsoka, it's Darth Maul, it's Anakin. Like the catalog is almost endless, and that's really cool about the fandom. And you have somebody that is a massive fan of all or selective units within these fandoms, and I think that's what I'm most excited about with this May. This May feels really special within VEVE is that these are really iconic pieces. Just the overall fandom. Like if you like Star Wars, you know what the Millennium Falcon is. You know who Yoda is. Like that's everybody knows who that is if you're a fan. So it's just really cool to see those coming to life. And then I mean beyond that, the possibilities are endless. There's just so much. Give me Chewie. That's all I asked, David. Give me Chewie.
Also, I just want to say on my whole Justice for Jar Jar tirade, yes, he did end up being in The Mandalorian. He was one of the Jedi that saved Grogu's life. So if you love Grogu and you think he's like the cutest thing ever, then you have to thank Jar Jar Binks. Justice for Jar Jar. Thank you.
Emoji trying to have what is it called? A snap to connect with Jar Jar and Grogu.
Or not. I was gonna say that snap to location thing is if no one's done it and you have the sushi cars, make sure you do that there because it is fire. I have so much fun with the sushi cars from Tokidoki on the little road that moves. I'm gonna have more videos for that.
You'll have more content in the future as well, by the way.
Oh, you're about to get a DM from Eagle soon.
Nah, he knows. I'm not gonna say anything.
Actually, I have a question for Eagle. Eagle, are you there?
Yes.
Just a random question from, you talked about how the budgets work and stuff. Was there a reasoning why we could get an animated Grogu but not an animated Yoda? Like, how's that decision made?
All the collectibles come with one collectible.
Mhm.
Thinking about it, everything in May dropping. All the budgets coming together. It's not just one for one collectible. So yeah, Yoda for the most part, I and the spirit body. I mean, like, what's the name? Like, how do you say the force body? Like
Force
that,
Ghost?
and then
Mhm.
yeah, the force ghost, and that, and then the pose of in like lifting the X-wing out of the swamp. And he's not very mobile in the old school movies in the swamp and stuff, and there wasn't really much because it wasn't like the Yoda. Like I told you before, there was like 7 Yodas, right?
Yes.
In movies. So it wasn't the Yoda that is flipping around like kicking butt, and like that's not the Yoda that we're getting. We're getting the swamp retired feeling Yoda.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like what limping around. But
We get Florida Yoda.
yeah, Florida retired Yoda. But it's
Jim
the
Henson,
Yoda,
right?
the original. It's the original Yoda. This is the Yoda I fell in love with. So if I had to pick between the 7 Yodas, I would, me as a Star Wars fan, I would always want the classic Yoda that looks from the NC studio type of thing. Like that. That to me is pretty cool.
We could put it next to our Elmo.
And I need that SR. The one with the force, yeah. That one is the one. David, if you're still there, I had another question here. You're on mute. I don't know if you're busy.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. We were talking about TCG, and I remember last year you actually came into one of my spaces. You had just landed from, I think it was an event in Chicago where you were just like, whoa, right? And I remember how happy you were, and I was thinking, if that's in his brain, then at some point we're gonna get some kind of trading card thing going on VEVE.
Yes.
Could we see that happening in the next couple of years?
Yes.
Oh, I remember how happy you were that day, and I was like, oh, you can tell that's stuck in his head.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely gonna happen.
If that does happen, just out of curiosity, right? Because one of the awesome things about having comic books on the app is the ability to read them, right? So if that does happen with trading card, expecting TCG trading card games, is that like up on the priority list too? The ability to play the game.
So we're gonna start with CCG, collectible card game. Oh, collectible cards, collect just CC, and then the gaming aspect. I'm trying to find a good mechanic to go with it that will work
Wow.
both physical and digital. That's where the problem is. It's
Mhm.
always very hard to find a mechanic that will work forever.
Yeah.
And not just that is we see a CCG did come out on VB. We have so many IP, so we will want different IP to go into that universe. So the mechanic's going to be quite important. That it's not going to be like just Magic the Gathering with IP takeover type of thing, but the mechanic actually needs to work within the ecosystem. So, similar to what Bushiroad have done with Vanguard you can bring different type of anime games into that ecosystem, and it makes sense, rather than it's just a picture of a different IP on it. Yeah. But we'll have to start with just trading cards first, because
Love it.
that's the easier stage to get to. Because with any collectible card game, a lot of you guys will know that you will need to set up, learn to play. You need to do demos. It will take a long time. It's a business of its own right. And then VEVE needs to be focusing, branching out and test the industry if there's demands for these first before we go all out.
Instead of kind of like making it you guys incorporating yourselves, would you think of partnering with other electronic versions of, like, for instance, Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Yu-Gi-Oh already has Master Duel, which already is already flushed out. Would that be a consideration, or you definitely want to keep it on, would want to keep it on VEVE?
It's actually very, very hard, because these card games, they already have a digital trading card game. Yeah, so I mean, Pokemon has an amazing Pokemon trading card game on its own right already.
True.
Yeah.
I think Magic had her hand up, but then I think her connection got lost. So I just wanted to see if she's still there. Magic?
I made the mistake of leaving my room per usual. My Wi-Fi signal. Sorry, guys. No, I was just gonna say, it's there's certain things where I'm always wanting to also delve into the mind, because when we first started working on these community events, David was very enthusiastic about gaming locations and incorporating that element into what we're doing. And at the time and place that we're at now, I said, that's a little bit of a small like demographic for who we are at this point in time. But as things are progressing, I'm acknowledging and seeing the vision on his end and my end. And I think there's a beautiful place in which the worlds mesh in a really cool way. But that's one of those things, like, he has these wonderful things that are being planned, and could be super, super, super cool for our community. But just at this moment in time, there isn't a huge um, gaming community within our community. I mean, we've got Emoji here who games and live streams all the time, but like outside of that, there's not a huge gaming community. But then you incorporate gaming with VEVE, then you're in a whole different realm, and that's exciting. And so right now we're trying to bridge the gap, and get people together for what they love already, and that's getting together. But we're also trying to incorporate sort of a gaming element, which is getting together and doing trivia and showing up at barcades where maybe one of your prizes, we have random prizes, and maybe one of it's like who got the best score in skee ball, but that can translate into the wider variety of then actual trading card games. But like, let's do it in a fun, interactive, social element, just not so much like just sitting around the table and like in just a random shop, but like very social aspect. So that's what these community events are kind of geared towards, is getting together as a community, driving new audience, merging fandom, merging love of gaming, like all the things. So that's what we're driving towards. So I'm excited. Like, this is gonna be good.
Sure. You know what too, on top of that, right? Like, and I think as VEVE continues to, like you were saying before, as far as the brand continues to build and people begin to recognize it, even, once it does get to the point where, say, okay, you do want to do something with, within the TCG realm, uh, that's all the fact that you may have an area where most people, where it may be out of this demographic, that could also be a huge onboarding opportunity, right? Because now you're going to a place where people may not know VV, right? And then now they're discovering it through something that they're already doing and already passionate about. And I mean, to be honest, you kind of like even have that going for this New York event, right? Like the New York event, the most of the people there aren't going to be VV users, but it's something that you've been able to partner with, and yeah, there's going to be VV people there, but it's an opportunity for people to discover the platform.
Yeah, the way in which I see like our branches of VV of like collectibles, comics, like just all the different things that people like to engage in, that's where I see the realm of events is that you have different levels of events. You have gaming events, you have fandom events, you have events where you're connecting with artists. Like I think we can do the exact same thing that we're doing within the app in person. So some of them are very specialized to different things that just are very solely focused on gaming or collectability. And then you have other events that are solely focused on arts and entertainment and like this whole other aspect. So I think it can be all the best of the worlds. We can have different types of events that appeals to all the different audiences, just like our app has everything that appeals to different audiences.
All facts, guys. We haven't checked the comments in a while. Are we looking okay there?
Comments looking good.
Oh, thank you, Dub.
We did have a giveaway tonight.
We're definitely gonna do a giveaway, and actually, I'd be honored if when we do it, if David, you can call out the winner. I'll send it to his DM. I think that'd be kind of cool. But I was gonna ask David. There's a very important, special question here. I see, in my DM. It says, if there was ever to be a community meetup in Korea, would you go? Because Justin misses you so much.
That was definitely from Justin.
Yeah,
Is it from Justin?
yes.
That's 100% from Justin. I already know.
He's asked me this even on the call. Yeah, we will do one once when we up there. I need to think of time. We just this year's already gone past so fast, right? We're in May already, and there's just so much stuff we need to get out. But definitely we'll look at doing something up there. Justin's done a fantastic job getting a lot of these artists on board. So we'll do that. Once Dragon Ball Z with One Piece, Naruto.
No pressure.
No.
Pressure.
No.
That's insane.
No. Yo, that's crazy.
That's nasty work, David, even from you.
You believe in Justin. I believe in Justin.
No pressure at all, buddy. I know you just got a solo leveling, but we
To me, I have got like these what is it? I have like 28 community hosts, and the CEO of Korea VB is one of my community hosts.
Shout out, Justin.
Okay. I sent him one of the whole kits. I sent him the banner. I sent him all the gear, and he's like, "Let's do it." And I'm like, "Yo, you give me enough time. Like, I want to be there. I'm excited." And no, Justin, God, David, you have a gem in Justin. He is so passionate. He is so dedicated, and he's just a great human being. He's so cool. We love Justin here.
Yeah, we got a lot to deliver this year, so that's why we're working everyone so hard. It's a big year for us. We need to get a lot of things right. Yeah, but looking forward to that. Once we've got some really amazing people and projects happening. So I can't wait to deliver these and do the meetup. I think Lisbon's going to be a very good one. There are a couple of very cool new innovated product that we're launching. completely different. Yeah, so hopefully you guys will like it. I'm pretty sure, and it won't be the last of it. It will just continue to build from there.
Ooh.
I saw too that we'll have a new attendee collectible, and we will also have a gold logo redemption. So there's some cool things for the fam that are attending.
Oh yes, we do. Yeah. We have an attendee collectible. Oh, fantastic! That's a bonus.
Yeah, I was actually surprised about that too. Somebody sent it to me because I thought it was just leftover, but no, I saw a new one. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's great.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping we do have time to make them up beforehand. And we got something surprise attendee collectible for LA.
Not yet. That might be retroactive. I'm working on that with Eagle. There's not one specific for the event. I am looking to make one for community events in general, and I can retroact those to go to people that were like in attendance. But for that event specifically, I don't. Unless you have something in mind, but no.
Okay. I'll do some thinking. Yeah, so if you're in Los Angeles that weekend, is it weekend of the 18th or 19th Sunday?
It's 17th Sunday, 2 p.m.
Okay, if you're around on the 17th on the Sunday, it'll be lots of fun, lots of alpha, lots of talks. Yeah, and
lots of alpha. You can't help yourself, can you?
The people want the alpha. Ego, I don't see no sad faces. The people want the alpha.
I told you, like, if David shows up, he can't help himself. Like, it's gonna happen.
We need that.
Yeah. It'll be good. It'll be good to see. Yeah, well, it would be amazing. Yeah, I'll try to see if we can bring some extra prizes.
Cool.
Yeah,
Great.
to make a fun event.
Cool. Sounds good.
Oh, that should be dope.
All right. I do have to get off. I got a whole lot of work. I want to try to get it all done. But thank you guys for having me on the show. And I really hope you guys all have a great May the 4th. And good luck to everybody who's going for the Falcon. I think I'm going to try to go for the SR.
If we see that you get the 1977, we are going to be sus, David. Just telling you now.
I kind of anything good I get, people's just gonna go. Oh.
Yeah, if anything, David, anything. So, I if David got the 977, I would not even open the space. I would close the space because the FUD that would happen in my space, absolutely not. And the other thing
is, I have 1 in 2,000 chances to write any of you guys.
and
Yeah, I do want to get an SR if I can, because I think the SR is going to be very, very hard to get hold of. There's 77 of them, and it's all 77 going to public, or
67, I believe, goes to the public. So 10 stays in the VEVE wallet, if I got that right.
Wow. Okay, so it is actually very, very difficult to get.
Yes.
Man, I wonder what the floor price. Have anyone done an estimate of what the floor price is?
They're saying 2 to 3K.
Oh man. Yeah, I might have. Yeah, that's a must-have.
How's that FOMO?
Yeah, 2 to 3. Pretty good.
I think we need a David U bounty one of these days again. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yes.
Sorry, Eagle.
Yeah, I mean, the 1977 is going above 13,000 now, right?
Yeah.
People matching. That's pretty good. That's life changing.
Yeah, man. And you know what, David? One thing with promoting the app. I think that sale is going to be really good, whoever ends up with it, because the amount of us who can tag the Bored Apes and everyone on OpenSea and ETH to look to see like, no, real sales are still happening, which we usually do. I think that's going to go a long way. So this one will probably be one of the biggest sales we've seen. So it'll be nice for the promo side of the app. As long as it doesn't go to your, and you know, when Vivi holds them back, sometimes, by mistake that ends up in there. I have told them they're in the crowd. That better not be in the Vivi wallet, guys.
The trick master guy to go, you better make sure that number doesn't go in. I will get killed.
I'll go into hiding too. David, as you leave, I want to leave something with you to just ponder, okay? Now, for people who don't know, and David, I'm sure they kind of explain this to you. There's two type of links we get as affiliates. We can get a link to sign brand new people up into the app, right? Like me running spaces, I'm kind of like an influencer, I guess, so I have a code for that. But I also have another code that actually just kind of pushes VV fam to go into the app and buy stuff. So people who are already here. So just to support my space, they can go into my market link, and anything they buy from that on the impact website shows, 400 sales, whatever, came from the Omili space. It's like from my space. So I want to let you know I have a goal this year.
Yes.
And the goal is my links to generate $1 million for Vivi. Now, yeah. Now, and that's gonna be one of the hardest things ever, but I'm gonna work hard at it because that part I can do. Now, what I wanted to ask you is, I would love, just like when I watch a podcast, a YouTube link, or one of my favorite, comic book guys, and they're able to say, like for me, it'd be Omili 15, and I can tell the crowd, hey, use Omili 15 at checkout, and you'll get 5% off the drop.
Uh-huh.
And maybe some kickback to me as well, because right now I don't get anything for that. Do you think we could get something like that on Vivi? Because people, and this is why, people are going in, like I know people shop anyways, but the data is now showing people will go and buy an extra comic because they're listening to my space and it's supporting me, and they don't get anything for that either. So I'm thinking, what if they did?
Okay. All right. Let me talk to the tech team and Dan and see how we do it. Yeah, I can see what we can do.
Beautiful. That is for all my people in the crowd who are content creators. I know we all believe the same thing, and that's why we're still here, because we believe in the company. And sometimes all we need is an opportunity to go get it on our own. And I think that one would be right up there. And if it's working that way now, like from April, I just did the math, $57,000 it generated came from my drop shows. And I only have like 2 per week. So that shows me like there's a lot more that could be done.
Okay. Thank you so much for the great work. Wow.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we must look into that a bit more.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that Aaron guy there, he'll give you all the details because he surprises me. He tells me things that I don't know, but he's like, no, trust me, keep pushing the link. It shows a big difference. So, yeah, we'll follow up with you on that.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you all for tuning in.
This was awesome. 2 hours and 40 minutes with David, you hanging out when he said he just had a few minutes. So we needed this. Thank you very much. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you again.
Have some breakfast.